y'all doing? Welcome back to the I AM STS Podcast. First quarter of the year.
First quarter.
Alton Cryer here, your co-host, my co-host.
Jeremy B. Calhoun, co-host.
What's up with the Jeremy B, man? What's the Bobby V? Is that kind of like the whole vibe?
That's my rebrand.
Why are you rebranding?
I used to be Doovie.
Who called you Doovie?
Then Jeremy Calhoun, but like Jeremy B, like Stephen A. Smith.
What the B stand for?
See, y'all, 2025, we supposed to turn a new leaf.
We did turn a new leaf.
And we got all these shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, the B stands for...
Yeah, I know what it stands for. It may be a sneak peek. I may give you what the B stand for. But rebrand, it's pretty cool, bro. What inspired it?
Man,
if you don't mind being,
just trying to become a better version of myself, and as I'm now a quarter into, entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I want to make sure that the brand I had was very corporate. It was very corporate.
Okay.
Corporate in the sense of people knew me as, well, I guess it was corporate and nonprofit.
Yeah,
But I also want to be now branded as a leader in the space of career development for people and for organizations. So you got to kind of represent yourself. So Jeremy B. Calhoun just sounds...
I got you.
More official.
It's a vibe.
My wife is Dr. Samantha Faith. That's her new rebrand.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Samantha Faith.
Dr. Samantha Faith. Okay.
And Jeremy B. Calhoun.
I saw she have a YouTube channel now?
She got a YouTube channel.
Go put your wife on, man. Go get some brownie points, boy.
Dr. Samantha Faith.
On
all platforms. So just trying to do better, man. God gave us a gift. So how do we use it?
Okay.
Trying to be intentional in 2025.
Okay.
So what about you, man? What's going on with you?
I ain't got no rebrand.
What's up with the fit? Because you got a hoodie on.
Yeah.
With a blazer.
Yeah.
With some jeans.
Man, looks like, just like, well, so for me, I was going to get a haircut today too, but I was like, well, I had to get it cut tomorrow. But I think, man, just clean, bro. Just looking clean, man.
Yeah, I like the color.
Appreciate it.
It's just like, I'm like, is you hot? Like, are you hot though? Are you sweating?
So everything is like, this is it's not a thick wool. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not thick wool. And then the shirt itself is thin as well. So it's all like seasonal. You can wear it anytime.
Did your wife put that together?
I did. I put it together.
Oh, you put it together?
I did, bro. Yeah, my wife don't dress me, bro.
I know.
What's funny is I dress my wife. I buy her stuff. Real talk. You see some of them dresses? Hey,
you bought?
Yeah, bro. Come on.
So you a stylist?
I got the juice. I know what I like.
You a stylist?
I know it look good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I stamped it.
You think I can dress?
Bro, Samantha, don't let this man ever touch your clothes.
Man, we wear hoodies and joggers.
He was like, dang, man. Nah, bro.
Oh,
no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, Doc. But that's what's up, bro. I like that, the rebrand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just, man, presenting yourself. Like, I'm in a space and place where perception is everything.
Man.
You know what I mean? And so, depending on what you wear, what you put on, it means a lot when it comes to what you wear. Yeah.
But I was talking to a guy, and it's so funny you said, like, that's part of it. Like, I'm even about to limit the hoodies.
Yeah.
I had a guy ask me, I was like, hey, man, how long you been in IT? I'm like, I've been in IT 15 years, been in corporate. 15 years, and he was like, man, what, you working help desk? And
you can't be front facing.
Nothing against the help desk. I'm like, man, I've been in IT leadership for 10 years. But it said, okay, Jeremy, what perception are you giving off?
Yeah.
And that day I was man, scruffy. So it made me say, okay, hey, even now, man, go back and get some of the process of re-upping my suit game.
Okay.
Definitely gonna be wearing more polos, more button ups. Just gotta make sure you looking the part.
Yeah, man.
And that just brings me to our sponsor real quick.
Yeah.
We're able to look the part because we had a janky podcast.
Man, look.
we probably wouldn't get no views.
Exactly.
But because we are sponsored by the best V2 Media. Clear, concise.
Yep.
Creative.
Yes, sir.
You know, man, one of the best production companies, media companies in the United States, not just Memphis. I'm telling you, United States, because they got production. They do things all over the world.
That's right.
You know, from Japan to California to, of course, holding it down here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you need anything around media, any videos, any podcasts, any commercials, man, you got one place to go. V2 Media is the place to definitely book their services. Man, I promise you, Uncle Mark and this team gonna make sure you're good.
Uncle Mark,
what's going on?
What's up, man?
So, you know, man, presentation gotta do better, man.
Gotta be important. I think one of when we first started, one of our first for our young men, you know what I mean, it was one of our
young professional adult,
right?
Professional adult.
And what part of that was we partnered with the organization in no longer in existence, but they, you know, we kind of took on the mantle of making sure our young people get suits and ties and brand new shirts and all that good stuff. And we got another relationship that we just formed with the Christopher Pugh Center, right? Providing our CPC, right? Providing our young people with brand new suits, brand new ties, brand new clothes, and then also collaborating with Dress for Success.
Yeah.
Right? We had already done stuff with them in the past, but now we're doing a collaborative effort where we now provide our young men and our young ladies with suits. And so if we're teaching our kids about, our young people about, our professionals about looking nice and dressing the part and dressing for where you want to go, we think about it back when we were in college, bro. We had on suits and ties every day on campus. No matter the temperature, no matter what, man.
It's 100 degrees
Come
in
on,
September.
Man, you got a full three-piece suit. Got it from Goodwill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was, man, it made, you knew you were working towards something.
Yeah,
you knew you were going towards something, man.
Yeah, and I think, man, the pandemic kind of...
Oh, bro, no question.
The pandemic kind of got you too comfortable.
No question.
Now, I don't think I ever had this many hoodies and joggers until the pandemic hit. I was in Costco just swiping. I need every color. Every 32 degrees, I need all of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now in this space...
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be very important, man. Make sure your haircut. Make sure, like I said, make sure you get lined up.
Yeah.
Make sure you just present in a level of excellence.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and that's one thing I think sometimes I know for me that you kind of downplay it because you know what you're capable of.
Okay.
But also it has to be holistic.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you won't be able to show your capability if you don't meet the presentation requirement.
And you know what? I think it was the narrative of your Jeff Bezos, your Mark Zuckerberg, the regular T-shirt worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Yeah,
because they're worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a different, I think that narrative created the wrong motivation amongst the
people
generation.
Trying to get there.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, no, you don't have a multi-billion-dollar company that you don't have to worry about what you put on. You know what I mean? And I bet if you go to some of those companies, I wonder what the managers and the leadership are actually wearing. They're probably smart casual.
Yeah,
they probably
definitely.
got the, you know what I mean? Like it's probably it's different. And so I think that narrative, we gotta make sure we understand perspective that hey, you don't get to do that yet because you ain't got no $1 billion company that you run. You trying to work for $1 billion company.
Absolutely.
Right? And their culture is, I need you to present yourself as the best.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it comes along with what you got on, what you're putting on, and not only with the skills that you bring, right?
Yes.
Because it's hard to see past what you got on to your skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you may be a great person, right? You communicate your skill phenomenally, and you don't even present yourself well. Like, what is that? It's hard to see past that to the skill set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's literally what happened. Like, when the gentleman asked me, you want to help this? But then we started talking, and he talked about project management. I'm like, yeah, you know, Scrum, Waterfall, do this, boo. He like, man, you know more than me.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have gotten that. I would have had to have a conversation with him.
For sure.
To show that, and sometimes you don't get the conversation.
No question.
You know, especially in this business that we're in now, sales. You know, very forward or kind of front facing. We gotta do better, man. So that's part of that rebrand. is doing that. And then also, man, just being honest, man, we rebranded from volunteering to now.
Yeah.
Man, we full time in this thing, and I can't go ask a company for $25,000 when I look like I ain't never had $25,000.
You like you need.
Understanding that thought process as well as saying, Jeremy, hey, there are some things that you're gonna have to, and it's interesting, man. Now in this season, it's almost like you going back to being a college student. Because we've already done this cycle, but because we're reintroducing ourselves in new spaces with new titles, new positions, new perspectives, you have to almost now go through that whole environment again.
That's good, bro.
You got to volunteer again. You got to be in rooms again. You got to network again. You got to make sure you present yourself the right way again. And I think this time you can be very intentional. But you just got to make sure that you are representing yourself and your brand the right way.
Man, you know what? I was watching this at the top of the year, back in January. I was watching this podcast, and the title was Be Unrecognizable.
Break that down.
Be unrecognizable. And what it is that the person who they knew before, I need you to become so much better that they don't even recognize you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm also reading this book called Compound Effect, right? Okay. And it's not that you become unrecognizable in 1 month. It's a incremental change every day.
Yeah.
Right. And at end of 2025, beginning of 2026, you should be unrecognizable. Right. And you make it expedite that process depending on how often you do it. But I love that phrase is so that, and that's called transformation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You don't recognize a caterpillar because it turned into a butterfly. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? You don't recognize a cub because it turned into a lion. Like the level of transformation that needs to happen, man, you become unrecognizable. Right. And when you become unrecognizable, in a sense of leveling up, you can obtain new things. You can become new. You can obtain new things, man. And so, man, I think that's the thing that we're always pushing for. And you just talked about it, where we're back to being a college. It's been a lifelong. I now understand why it's about being a lifelong learner. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I'm getting tired. I'm ready to graduate. I'm tired of learning. But now you really know, like, I need to always be learning because there's always gonna be new challenges presented, and it's always gonna be a new opportunity for me to become a better person. Yeah. That's why the lifelong learning is so important, because you need to be learning always, and then also not only for yourself but the next person coming right behind you.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you need to be learning for the person that's coming behind you. Yeah. I just had a text message today from one of our mentees. He was like, man, I'm looking to get into this industry now. Okay, if I stop learning, if I stop growing, then all I can give him was what I had in my first 5 years or my first 2 years. Yeah. But because there's always continuous learning, continuing education, then I can give him more as I'm going into the industry. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, nah, man, I think that lifelong learner piece, I was willing to, and they always say get 1% better every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think those things are the game changers that make that folks that are unfortunately stagnant, and the folks who make it happen.
Man, like, in this conversation, good, man. I was literally talking to my wife last night. Stayed up to 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's on me.
It's on me.
Yeah.
Man, look. Yeah. But we were literally talking about, in that same tune, is while you have to be a student of the game, a student of life, I think it's almost equally as important to be a practitioner.
No question.
Of life. Like,
no question.
You can learn so much. Like, man, you can go down a rabbit hole of just learning and getting information and never practice.
Yeah.
And it's something about getting reps that allow you to fine tune and truly become,
yes, sir,
or improve, or begin to take that learning and apply it differently as you get more reps. Yeah. And, man, a lot of people learn but don't get reps. Or they repping and not learning.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, and you have to have both.
Yeah.
You have to have both. And we were talking about, man, Steph Curry, man. The Warriors ain't doing too good right now.
Yeah.
They're kind of in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But we were talking about, man, the only way to the only way a shooter like Steph Curry can change the trajectory of his team is to keep shooting. Like, he got to keep shooting and getting reps. And regardless how many shots he missed.
Yeah.
His goal is to keep learning and keep shooting.
Yeah.
And eventually it's gonna start to hit.
Yeah.
But can you stay focused in that thought process of compounding? That compound interest, you may get 1, 2, 3. The next thing you know, that 2 turn to 8. The 8 turn to 36. You begin to truly see the compound interest, but you gotta be. You gotta fall in love with the baby steps.
Yeah, no question. Yeah. And I think another piece is that, and this may be someone right out here that you were Steph Curry, mean the top of your game, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you got into a slump. There is a level of you gotta be able to overcome the fear to just keep on shooting. Yeah. And realizing that it's gonna eventually come back. Like that skill that I can't stop. And so sometimes people come from a learner to a practitioner, and unfortunately they get to a point where they fail as a practitioner, right? And so how do I push past my failure and continue to practice, but also continue to learn? Like sometimes that keeps people from growing because I messed up, right? I did it wrong. I failed here, I failed there, and what happens is fear comes to settle in. Now, like, dang, am I really supposed to be doing this? Am I really equipped to do this? You know what I'm saying? And so now you got to push past the failure and the fear to say, look, you know what? I'm going to continue to practice so I can become the best version of myself that I can.
Yeah. Man, I promise you, top of the year, man, I made a post announcing, man, the transition.
Yeah.
And the feedback was so positive, I got scared.
Yeah.
I said, man, these folks believe in me more than I believe in me.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, now you put it out there publicly, Jimmy, what if you fail? What if it's not as successful as you think it would be?
Yeah.
What if it was good when it was part-time? What if it was good when it was... And you got to kind of get that, as Geese tell us, man, get that head trash out your get it out. And the thing I had to just ask God, man, just keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a new ball and you want to shoot it different. You learn it and you want to start doing something different.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you've been doing. And, you know, man, understand that fear is part of it.
Yeah.
Like fear, doubt, failure is part of the growth process. And they said, like, I think 80%, a high number of businesses fail within the first year just out the gate.
Yeah.
But it's something about the serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
They may have multiple failed businesses, but there's one that took off and changed the game for life.
Yep.
But what happened if they would have quit on the first, or the second, or the third?
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that's like part of, man, those reps. The practitioner piece, the learning. Man, we got to get those reps in. When fear come in, when doubt come in, you got to keep going. And
here's the dope part that I think that we didn't know that God was preparing us for is that, bro, we were practitioners as volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the experience that we got was unpaid, monetarily.
Yeah.
But the experience that we got, bro, was so valuable. And so sometimes practitioners, sometimes you like, man, I got to get something back for what I do. Like, and so for us, we were practicing when nobody told us to.
Yeah.
We were practicing when nobody was getting paid to do it. We were practicing when we didn't see no results.
Yes.
Right? And so that's the piece that, man, when it comes to being a volunteer, and we'll talk about it maybe in the next episode, is that sometimes as the practitioner, you need to get some practice first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And practice is volunteering. Go volunteer speaking to a group of students. Go volunteer speaking to a group of young professionals. Go volunteer creating a curriculum. Go volunteer doing a one-on-one conversation with an individual. Why? Because it's going to help you down the road in your career field. It may help you be able to speak in front of a board, you know what I mean, of executives. It may help you be able to, if you can speak in front of a group of students, you can kill with a group of professionals.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because the students, you gotta keep that engagement.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure it's impactful, all that good stuff. And so, man, I think that's the blessing of our experience in STS and a lot of our volunteers is that they got to practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that once you got to practice, you got to learn from that, right? Mm-hmm. And it was a space where you can mess up and learn. Yeah. You know what I mean? Okay, look, we made this mistake. All right, boom, let's make this change and so forth, man. So I think that's the blessing of STS, man, is that we got to practice, and we saw the fruits of it though.
Yeah. I'm grateful, man. You know, that practitioner piece. And that's why maybe when we talk about volunteering, as people get to know our story, man, my approach to volunteering is totally different now than just showing up and giving back. Like, the give back is truly me getting the experience. I remember we did, you know, man, the event with Tony Allen.
Yeah.
This past Christmas. Man, the volunteering with me was, Jeremy, can you follow instructions and take a step back? Like sometimes you always like there's always a learning moment in everything you do. Yeah. And part of what I mean, can you stay out the spotlight and just serve? Can you put yourself in the position of those who volunteer with you? Yeah. Because you probably haven't been in that position in a while. And I remember giving our lead team, they had to do performance reviews, right? Because we said, hey, these individuals have management potential. Yeah. Can you give feedback? Yeah. And man, I built a spreadsheet. I built a survey. That thing had about 30 questions on it.
I was like, man, what the all this?
They like, bro, how I'm gonna get this much feedback? Yeah. You know, but I told them, this is going to develop into two ways. One, it helped me realize, like, Jeremy, that survey needs to be way long. Cut it in half. Right? But I would have never known how to create a platform that allow people to get feedback if I didn't start. I wouldn't know to go to 12 if I didn't start with the 30.
No question. Yeah.
Right? But also for them, the importance of them now giving feedback to their peers. Yeah. And saying, hey, here are some blind spots. And don't just tell me here are some blind spots. Be specific. What specific actions did this blind spot, how did it impact programming? How did it impact maybe an individual? How did it impact our goals? Like, how do you be specific? Because one day you're going to manage a group of people. And one thing they say about middle management is that middle management is terrible because they don't know how to give feedback. So this level of practitioner or reps is really going to help them, one, pay attention more. But also, man, get that practice on saying feedback. Right. You know what you want to say, but it's hard to approach somebody and tell them and say, hey, Alton, I appreciate you, man. You do some good work, but hey, we dropping the ball here. Like, it's hard to have those tough conversations.
Right.
So how do you practice? And I think, man, now the approach is every volunteer opportunity is a chance to get a rep.
No question.
It's a chance to get a rep. To learn, to grow.
Yeah, man. And so, man, I think we can hit a pin right there, man. Okay. I think, man, for our folks watching today, you probably asking like, okay, where do I play in this situation, right? And I think at the end of the day, man, we say I'm a student, I got more to learn.
Absolutely.
Right. And so we would challenge y'all, you know what I mean? What can you learn more? But also, like, what can you do to practice, put into practice, right? You watch all the YouTube, you watched all the podcasts, you done read all the books. Yeah. How do you put that thing into practice? So now when you read the book, you realize whether it's actually true or whether it's they just talking, right? And so I challenge you, man, challenge y'all, man, that we need to become practitioners. Right? So the book that you're reading, right? Take one chapter, take one piece out of that book and start to apply that. Put the book down. Right? And don't read no more until you apply what it said in the book.
Absolutely.
Right? And now you getting your money's worth right now. That $20, that $30 you spend on that book, you getting your money's worth right now. Right? Because if you just reading and grabbing the content, it's good, but it's not into practice. Right? And so that's why you get to learn ourselves better and so forth, man. So that's my piece, man.
Man, it just made me think about the I AM STS podcast. Basically, I am setting the standard.
Yep.
It's hard to set the standard when you don't do. Like you can't set a standard without action.
Yep.
You know, and when you say I am, that means that you've done it enough to have the confidence and the ability now to say, hey, this is what I am, this is what I do.
Yep.
Because you do have the rep. So, but I think what you just said, man, I don't want to repeat it, but like you said, man, do that one thing. And if they need to find a way to get back, volunteer with STS.
No doubt.
I'm gonna talk to y'all like, man, we got so many areas where if you wanna give back and say, hey, I need to find ways to get reps because maybe my job at the moment won't allow me to have this opportunity. Maybe I got a passion that's untapped and I need a platform or a vehicle to develop my skill set. Man, our young people, Alton, they need somebody that's a practitioner to work with them.
That's facts. Man.
Because they need to see it.
They don't need
to experience it. They don't want theory no more.
Nah, they don't.
You know,
show me state.
You know, they lead with the experiential learning. Lead with the practice. And then let me know, and then now tell me if I want to learn more about it. And man, so I just want to encourage y'all, man, practice and push it. We're gonna continue to practice as well.
No question.
We practicing this podcast that we're gonna continue to get better. This time next year, man, we're gonna be so much better. You know, but it take us showing up here every time it's time to record. Being ready, having a little more structure, having a little more information, having a little more prep, having a little more, okay, this is the angle we want to go, and we're gonna continue to get better through that practice, man.
No doubt. Well, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe.
Yeah, practice liking. Just go in there and press that button.
Subscribing. Man, drop something in the chat if you loved it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. If you didn't like it, just DM us. Don't put it. Don't practice that. Don't practice the negativity. All right, practice positivity. All right. And so we're gonna end this thing with the creed. Again, thank you so much to our sponsor, V2 Media. Uncle Mark, we appreciate you for all you do. If y'all need a vendor to do that for you all, make sure y'all reach out to V2 Media. So we're gonna say our creed, man.
I got you.
All right, let's go.
All right, what we coming to do?
Compete.
How we rocking?
With excellence.
I'm a boss.
I got more to earn.
I'm a student.
I got more to learn.
I'm a leader.
I have more to change.
Hey, Alto, how we running?
On purpose.
Hey, there we go.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Peace.